Damn.
What's good, y'all? I'm T.
I'm Miles.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Cultured Thoughts. Today, y'all, we trying to change things around. We going to bring y'all current events now. So for this current event, we're going to talk about the, basketball player in Russia situation, Britney Griner. Britney Griner. And basically, for those of y'all who are not aware or, don't keep up with the news like that, she basically was in Russia. I believe she was over there for a basketball game or like playing over there for some sort. And on the way back, so she made it there. She was all good, on the way back. They checked her bags and they found a THC pen or cart in her luggage. And I've heard different things. I've heard that the cart was like basically almost empty. And when you're in a different country, in the U.S., it might be looked at as a slap on the wrist, but
different rules apply.
Yeah, so when you're in a different country, like even if y'all pay attention to the movies and stuff, like they'll be like, you must not know how the rules work over here. Like it's different over there. So, they took that serious. They wasn't playing with her. She was there for 6 months?
Yeah,
I think it was 6 months.
She was 6
but
months.
It was Russia of all places.
Yeah,
you should have known.
yeah.
Russia.
So
I wouldn't even play if I was over there too.
Yeah, Russia, China, all them countries.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know. A lot of people feel like the punishment was severe. Like they felt like, and then let me go deeper into the current event. She was finally released in a prisoner swap for an arms dealer, a Russian arms dealer who killed a lot a lot of
They named Merchant of Death.
Yes,
it's crazy.
His
How you get that nickname is wild.
His nickname was Merchant of Death. So that's like when you playing Call of Duty or something. Like
and that's your little nickname.
Yeah, they don't hand out names like that lightly. Like bro earned that. So a lot of people, I don't know, I've seen the Shade Room comments, I've seen TikTok comments. A lot of people are happy that she's home, but they feel like it wasn't a fair trade. They felt like
at what cost?
Yeah, they feel like, she, at the end of the day, she knew what she had in her bag. Like that's the honest truth.
But
like
she probably went in there thinking that I got a little bit left in the car. I'm not gonna really get busted, and she wouldn't think she probably get that hardship.
Punishment. Yeah,
because I heard they got her working like as a slave for real.
Yeah, she was in there working.
Yeah,
really?
I seen the pictures on TikTok just earlier. I seen them. Her bed, bro. Her bed look like a little taller
and
bed.
She tall as fuck. So like the bed is like for an average size person.
I don't know if they cut her locks off or her locks been cut before she got in there.
Nah, she definitely cut them before she got.
Okay, because the pictures I saw, she had like a So we just gonna give y'all our 2 cents on the whole topic. I don't know. I feel like actions have consequences, don't get me wrong, but I felt like Russia knew what they were doing too. I feel like Russia saw that they had a pro athlete and they knew if, the old saying, you scratch my back, I scratch my back, I scratch yours. So it's like, y'all want y'all pro athlete back, we need something in return. Now, was the Merchant of Death what it should have been in return? In my opinion, no. Like, the lives, how many lives are now going to be lost is like, I know on TikTok I seen a meme, it was like, Russia got their plug back and we got, a basketball player back. So it's like,
The plug is crazy.
So, and I know a lot of people are saying it may be like teams might not want her. Like, it may be other things that go into place. Now,
that's very true. Because I know like in male sports, like especially like Johnny Mandel, or who was it? The football player, the quarterback on the Browns.
I think you're thinking of what story you're talking
Yeah. He was like a partier and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think he got in trouble for either drinking while he had a drinking problem.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hard for him to get back in the league because that's his reputation now. So I feel like I think some of these things apply to Britney Griner too. Like although she learned her lesson in Russia, I feel like there's still going to be consequences down here in the States. So
probably, I to go on what you're saying, probably because I didn't even look at it like that. Like she, even though she served a time in Russia, she probably still gonna have consequences coming back. Because now that you think of now that you put it into perspective, she probably won't get that many offers coming back from Russia. Because I don't know if the team's going to take her again. Because, I mean, you gone for 6 months and stuff.
Yeah, and then
that's her position's already filled.
Yeah,
6 months.
Exactly. 6 months.
Yeah.
Like, they've been out the game for 6 months. Like, so you got to get back into shape. You got to get back into the routine.
Yep.
Plays.
Yeah, so, like.
Scheduling.
It's going to be hard.
And being in and it's like, yes, like, all countries are different, but it's Russia. Like, you know, even from, I feel like in elementary school and like even in the movies and even in video games, like Russia is portrayed as
like
Russia. Like, you get what I'm saying? Like
some top dog type of country.
Mother country.
Yeah, like that's what I'm saying. Like people don't want. You never hear nobody say, "Oh, I'm gonna travel to Russia." Like you get what I'm saying? So it's like
not a travel spot. It's like a.
You go there if you stay
there. Do something shady. Like
so it's like
kill somebody.
I feel like aside from her getting back in the groove of being in a basketball player, being a person, like you were just 6 months somewhere. Think about
someone with influence.
Yeah, like you were just in a whole nother world, basically. And now not only do you have to readjust to your lifestyle, because I'm sure, you know, she wasn't probably LeBron James rich, but she had money.
Yeah.
But it's like now, you know, especially with the league, imagine how her life is gonna change. And again, not saying like the trade wasn't worth it, but I feel like
we could have got better for our deal.
It's something else could have happened. Like
I feel like they definitely like
they could have traded somebody else.
Honestly, the ball was in their court, so they could have did that. I think that was the whole point. Like they had more control of the situation.
Russia,
so
because we really everybody wanted Britney Griner back.
This is not a W for the U.S. That's how I feel.
I say he's like, I wouldn't say he's like a complete W, but I mean, everybody was trying to get her back because when she got arrested, that like popped off in the news. Everybody was like, get her back, get her back. So I feel like that really like what pushed the U.S. to make that trade.
They didn't have a choice. Their back was against the wall, and Russia. That's what I'm saying. Russia knew who she was.
They definitely did.
That's why they checked that back. I feel like it could have been. I ain't even gonna say me. It could have been somebody else.
Yeah.
Somebody else.
Good choice.
Yeah. It could have been somebody else. It could have been anybody else. If it was a normal, regular girl just going through, they probably would have checked her bag. They were looking for something. They're like, okay, and they found what they needed. Whoever checked that bag was like, this taking us to the Super Bowl. When they found that, they like, this is it. You get what I'm saying? So now they got it. They set on it, and they do what prisoners. Think about how many times you hear a prisoner swap making the news.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like between the U.S. and Russia. Like I'm sorry.
At all places, it's Russia. So
Russia.
It's I didn't think they was gonna do that, to be honest.
I don't know. I feel like, and I seen a lot of people when it very, very first happened, they were saying, well, if it was LeBron or if it was KD, but it's like, I feel like they too smart to do that. Like if that was against that, if that's what they were into, if they were into hitting pins, THC pins, everything like that, like I feel like LeBron wouldn't slip like that.
Yeah, for sure.
You get what I'm saying? Because it's like,
he probably wouldn't keep it on him, but if he was doing that and if he did have it, I feel like he wouldn't keep it on him though.
Yeah.
I feel like somebody on the team would have it and just, you know.
I feel like he wouldn't even took the risk. Like, that wouldn't have made it to Russia with him. Like, he could have just went on a break. Like, he could have had a little tea break. And then when he came back, he could have. But, you know, because it's like, think about it. And a lot of people were saying, I know somebody was saying, think about how fast, you know, athletes schedule. Even remember when we sat down with Franco, they were saying they have a very busy schedule. So she probably just got back, throwing everything in her bag, just trying to hurry up and make sure she makes it to the airport, making her flight back to get up out of here. And then boom.
And she probably ready to go,
right.
too.
She probably didn't even have a clue. You get what I'm saying? It's like, so it's hard to place the blame on her, and it's hard to place the blame on the U.S. for making that trade. It was just a lot of
outside things.
Yeah, it was uncontrollable factors.
Yeah.
So I don't know. Overall, my 2 cents is just, you know, I for sure, once the whole arrest happened, once she got in Russia, like sitting down in their jail, you know, everything, she knew this was like a mistake. She knew she messed up. But I feel like, I don't know, it's like a hard topic. It's very controversial because it's like she didn't deserve to be over there, especially for a pen. But it's again, it's Russia. Their rules are different.
I see what you're saying. Like, you can still feel like sad for, but it's like you in a whole different country and laws are completely different. Like, maybe where she from, weed is legalized, but you in a whole different country, so you gotta kind of play by their rules, of course, because that is their ground. You feel me?
And speaking of weed being legalized, what's y'all 2 cents on that? Because let's even go back to the Sha'Carri Richardson whole thing.
Track star.
Yeah, track star. First of all, mind blowing. She was smoking and still.
What? Smoking and you still smoking people? Man,
like,
come on, man.
That's impressive. But I feel like, I know they said when they tested her, she was in, I believe, Oregon, and it was legal. It was legal in Oregon. Yeah. And I think she couldn't run. What race was it that she was supposed to run? I can't remember what it was.
I think she's doing like 100 or 200. It was a 100 or 200.
Something like that. I don't know.
I think it was the Olympics.
Yeah.
Oh, you talking about Olympics?
I think it was.
I thought you talking about it.
The what it was. I think it was to qualify her for the Olympics.
Yeah, I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
And
it was right before then, and because even going back to all athletes, I believe they even said Michael Phelps. It was an incident with him because I had to write a paper on this, y'all, so I know. He had an incident where they drug tested him, and he didn't get as much backlash as Sha'Carri Richardson did. So I feel like, I feel like, in my opinion, because even Joe Biden, he's even in the process, I seen in the news of trying to get weed legalized. Where it's like, and if you have like prior cases or little small marijuana charges, like
they'll be dropped.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like, I don't know. What's y'all 2 cents? I feel like in Sha'Carri,
I don't know. I don't know if I'm saying the name right.
Yeah, Sha'Carri.
Sha'Carri. In her case, I feel like if she was still doing all of that and where she's from is legal, let her race. Because I mean, if we really look at it, you smoking your lungs.
It's not like
it's not like it's giving you enhancements.
It's not helping her. It's
not helping at all. But it's like if she's still being able to do what she can do and she smoke at the same time, and she someplace where it's legalized, I feel like she shouldn't be have that much backlash.
I think she's not in the wrong for doing it because I think the reason for her doing it anyways was because her mom just passed.
She said that her mom had just passed and something else happened too.
Yeah, so I think she her reasoning for doing it is perfectly fine, but I think as an establishment, as the Olympics or whoever the head is, I feel like they have to dial in on that because if you let one drug in, then you gotta let all of them in. And even though it's not a performance enhancement, it's still a drug.
Yeah. But that's another thing. Okay, I don't like the way they try to make it it's yes, it's a drug. But
they making it bigger than what it is.
They put it out there with crack. We just out there with crack.
It's not, but it's a gateway drug.
It can lead to other drugs. So
exactly, gateway.
That's understandable.
But I see what you're saying, Josh, because you were saying if we say if she can smoke weed, then he can snort crack.
Exactly.
We all gotta be on the same level. You can't be picky.
Yeah, I feel like it has to be black or white.
That's
valid. It can't be gray.
That's valid.
That's valid.
So okay, now that you put it that way, I can see how you feel me.
Yeah.
Because if they say that drug, then boom, I'm gonna do all this. You can't get mad at me for doing it.
And then in terms of the Michael Phelps, if I don't know, I'm not knowledgeable on the situation, but if he was taking weed or smoking weed or whatever, and he didn't get penalized for it, then I feel like there's something there.
I know he was.
Is something there.
It was something that happened, but because in swimming is meets, so it's a little different.
Same thing as track.
Got grab keyboard.
So it wasn't as he had a penalty, but it wasn't a extreme penalty how hers was. How they was oh nah, you can't run no more races. Yeah. So I don't know, but legal wise, what's y'all 2 cents? I feel like I don't want to say okay because I can get what you're saying now with the gateway. I can now understand
I can understand
alternative perspective of marijuana and the bads, but it's also proven to have a few goods. Anxiety, anxiety, stress reliever. Because in her case, that's what she was using it for? Well,
I feel like it has to be like diagnosed and then prescribed to you, and
Yeah.
for it to be for it to be okay, I guess you could say, like, you know, where it wouldn't bring up like issues, but like when you're doing it for recreational, then that's where you could get in the gray area of like, oh, what do you know what I'm saying? Like, what else are you doing?
Yeah, what else would this lead to?
You know,
I'd say I definitely needs to be like you were saying, like not legalized, but what's the word, like
Prescribe.
prescribed. That it needs to be prescribed because, I mean, let's be honest, somebody's always gonna be smoking the recreation. Like, somebody's gonna be doing that. Either whether they have the merit card or not. But I feel like in certain situations, you have to just be mindful of what you're doing and where you at and who you are. Because I mean, if you're somebody with influence, like if we doing it and we get caught, we gonna really get a slap on the wrist for real. But if we got like a voice and we got like a big following or something like that, it's gonna be because it's like we have more on the shoulders. So it's like people really looking at us, so we can't really mess up in any
and
type
I
of
think
way.
that's the thing, because athletes are put up on a higher standard. They have to eat a certain way. They have they have a certain regimen in order to train.
Schedule.
They're at a higher standard, so I think that's why they have certain rules and regulations for them, so they can keep up to that standard.
It's probably because they feel like they're still regular people at the end of the day.
Because I hear a lot of celebrities even say, I remember it was an incident with JT, and she was saying because she didn't want to take a picture with somebody, how the fan got all mad and everything, and they were just basically saying how at the end of the day, like, we're still regular people. Like, I feel like
you just put them on that pedestal to where it's
like celebrities are still regular people. Like, in the day, like, we are all human.
They had to come up for something.
Yeah, we bleed. We cut them, they bleed. Like, they're regular people. But I feel like celebrities don't understand, like, once you're influential to people, it's hard to, because think about the little girl who wanted that picture. Like, that probably was her dream. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, it's hard to tell yourself that you're a regular person when, like, you're human. But in the day, you have class, like, you have standard. Like, these people look at you in a viewpoint. That's why when I told myself, like, when I get famous, like, not if, but when, I want to make sure, like,
I thought with that speaking to existence.
Yeah, like well, I don't want to be famous. Influential.
Okay.
I want to make sure, like, if I'm not feeling taking no pictures, today just might not be the day to go out for me. Because it's like, think about how that could have broke that little girl heart. Like, you get what I'm saying? Not saying JT was wrong. Like, she had to take the picture. But it's like,
it ruined the image of that.
Yeah, I hear a lot of celebrities saying, I remember Kodak got a song, he was like, I don't want to take no pictures. Like, it's today, the song today. He was like, I don't want to take no pictures. You know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of celebrities or influential people feel that way. But it's like, I don't know. It's a hard thing. Yeah. Like, what's y'all opinion, 2 cents?
I'd say, like, it just, you kind of said the same shit that I was just thinking for real. Because it's like, they all regular people, but at the end of the day, it's like when you have a voice and people will sit and listen to what you have to say, it's like you have to be more mindful.
That too.
You have to be more mindful because it's like, if I can stand up, say anything, people will be like, whatever. But, if we get somebody like somebody famous like Shikari, for example, people going to sit down and actually trying to hear what she has to say.
Yeah.
So it's like, once you have the ability to actually, like, control a crowd, that's really when you have to be, like, mindful and, what's another word? Fuck, I was on the road, too.
Open-minded?
Open-minded, yeah. Open-minded about what you say and how it can really affect other people, because nowadays, celebrities probably don't even say what's really on their mind 24/7.
That's true. Because cancel culture.
Exactly. Because once they get canceled, it's like, damn. I just, like, nobody, like, your whole fan base might be gone.
There goes their bag.
It's like, there goes their bag, literally. So it's like, you got to be open-minded and really just be mindful. Because, you got to, you can't say everything you think and really what your opinion is. Because if that gets out and it hurts the wrong person, it gets to the wrong person, that ruins your whole image.
Yeah. I think celebrities or famous people, I feel like they have to be not only self-aware but conscientious of the people around them, their fans. they just have to not only think, like, which I know is hard, but they have to think about how what they do might affect the other person.
Yeah.
Because their fans already have this perception of them. Oh, they're already on this pedestal, or, you know, they have this certain mindset about who the celebrity is.
Yeah.
So if they do one little thing, it might set off a whole blaze. So I just feel like they just got to be more careful. Yeah. And, you know, we're all human, so we're not going to always be on our P's and Q's. So, like, I don't know.
And I think people forget that celebrities can make mistakes.
Exactly.
Like, once you, like she's saying, like, JT, I don't want to take no pictures. Like,
yeah.
You're not going to go up to a random person and be like, hey, can I take your picture?
Yeah.
So it's just like, you just forget that they can make mistakes for real.
And going back to what Josh was saying with how, like, they got to be, they got to know basically what they say before they say it. Because, and I know that's why a lot of celebrities hire PR. Yeah, like they'll hire a team to respond to any situation that happens on social media with a detailed description, like all of that. And they do it to avoid the cancel culture. Like, that's why I say I don't want to be famous. I want to be influential. Think about YoungBoy. YoungBoy gonna talk his. Like, YoungBoy gonna say how he feeling no matter what. He gonna, if like the song he made, I Hate YoungBoy. Mm-hmm. He snapped on everybody, and that song is probably one of his best, most, highest viewed songs.
Yeah.
End of the day, I feel like.
But I see what you're saying. I mean, cut you off like that, but I feel like. Because YoungBoy at the top to where he can really say anything, it's like he can't really get canceled because like he already got his bag. So it's really, plus he's out of the way now. He on house arrest and shit. So it's like he really on top the way he can say anything. That's why I feel like he's so free right now.
But I feel like it's because YoungBoy's audience, like if you grew up listening to YoungBoy, you knew from the jump. YoungBoy don't care. Like he don't care if you like him or not. He know he makes good music. He know he gonna talk his trash. Think about it. He beat the case and came out the courtroom. Like, you get what I'm saying? Even like on no humble, it's like, I'm YoungBoy. I don't care. I'm gonna do what I want. Y'all can't cancel me. Just like let's think of a celebrity who was at the top like that and someone got canceled. I don't want to say Kanye has got canceled, but the baby. But the baby was not like as high as YoungBoy is. So like speaking on higher terms, like Kanye, I'm gonna use Kanye. I feel like Kanye is a great example for this.
Whoa, like this month, this whole start of the year, man. He been going crazy.
I don't keep up with Kanye, but I do know that he's influential. Like different things that he does has influence. Now, Kanye is on a different. He's 2022. Kanye is a little different than all the other Kanyes, and. Think about the whole cancel culture. Like, look how Yeezy and or Adidas or however it went. Like, that's a prime representation of cancel culture. He has very high influence. He got his bag. He making probably 3 times, 10 times more than what YoungBoy making for sure. Kanye is paid, but it's like when you look at who his audience is, it's people who are him and YoungBoy got 2 different fan bases. Like YoungBoy's fan bases know he don't care, so we don't care. YoungBoy, think about YoungBoy fans. They're going to defend him to the end.
Boy, they're going to ride for him.
Kanye fans have now jumped on the other side, and they don't care about Kanye. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, I say all this to say that cancel culture, I feel like it really just genuinely depends on your fan base or your audience or who you influence. Because it's like, YoungBoy people, they don't care. They know YoungBoy don't care, so they don't care. Kanye, they looked at him like he was an influential person, so he started going on this White Lives Matter rampage. Started stalking his ex. Wasn't he in the bushes? I think he was in her bushes, bro. He bought the house across the street, bro.
He did buy the house across the street.
You know what I'm saying? Like, people like, okay, something wrong with him. You get what I'm saying? It's like, okay, maybe we shouldn't. Parents who buying this man music, maybe we shouldn't.
Like, give him as much to say so. Like, give him, keep him at the top.
Maybe Kanye isn't as influential as we think.
Yeah.
Because from the jump, Kanye put on not a persona. He was just being him, but he put on a different. Like I said, 2022 Kanye is different. But before the Kanye we remember is the one who he used to have his own little church on Sundays. You get what I'm saying? Like that was the Kanye that was, So now you talking about White Lives Matter. You cussing out Diddy and posting the screenshots. It's like, Kanye, who is this? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, I feel like cancel culture just genuinely depends on who you influence and who takes to you.
with that one.
Yeah, I was on the roll. I don't know. Y'all know my brain just be rolling. But yeah, I mean, cancel culture, the whole.
Do you want to end it there, because we could talk about? Do y'all know about what happened with Kyrie?
You talking about when he I don't know too much about it.
He
but
posted
I heard
something about. So he was going through a personal journey, a spiritual journey, and he looked up what his name meant, and it was derived from Yahweh, which is Hebrew for God.
Mm-hmm.
And so he was like, what he was saying is that he was just putting it out there for people to, who was like searching. Also, he was putting information out there, but he offended the Jewish community and was saying that I think either that they're not the real Jews or something like that, something along the lines of that. And it really pissed off the Jewish community. Mm-hmm. And so now he lost his Nike deal. I think he's still with the Nets, but like
I think he is still with the Nets.
But he lost his Nike deal. He's not signed with Nike anymore. He had to apologize for that, and I also too, the Hebrew Israelites, which is, it's considered a hate group, but like it really is African Americans who believe that they're the true Israelites
mm-hmm.
of the Bible, and so they were protesting on his behalf, but he didn't really tell them to. But I think the problem was that he wasn't denying that what they were doing was wrong, mm-hmm. type of thing. So
he just wanted his business.
Yeah, it was just a lot of backlash that he got for the post, and it changed a lot for him.
Now that you put it that way, I feel like cancel culture really comes down to like people who are of color, because I feel like
I don't know about that one.
It depends.
Like depending on who you are, and if like Kyrie, I feel like he ain't really did that with the intention of trying to make them mad. Well, and then people was going out protesting in his name. He ain't telling them to do that.
Yeah, but people aren't gonna look at it as that. And also too, the Jewish community, it's a lot of, since they've been through so much, it's like you can't just say anything about their community and just get by with it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's what that issue was. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I feel like this go back to the whole, because with the influential topic I just made, I feel like it'd be different, because everybody know Kyrie don't care.
Yeah.
Like Kyrie's only thing Kyrie want to do is play ball. Like that's literally Kyrie. So the other thing comes in with the cancel culture with, it's crazy how it can change your life. Like, I'm sure losing Nike was a big few commas out his bank account every.
Sure.
You get what I'm saying? Because Nike is
it's
Nike
a big
pays.
company.
Yeah, Nike pays. Like, sure. I remember I seen an interview with LeBron saying how he was going to one interview. They gave him a number and he told them no. 18-year-olds in high school, it was probably like $300,000-$400,000 that they wrote on a piece of paper. You ain't making no cheese. You gonna take that. He said nah, because he had a meeting with Nike. He told him no. He went to Nike. I think Nike offered him a meal out the gate. He took it. You get what I'm saying? So Nike pay. Nike pay cheese. So it's like, I feel like cancel culture is so powerful, and I feel like a lot of times cancel culture can also be to an extent sensitive, because it's like in the day, like I don't think a lot of people understand that people are entitled to their own opinions. Like we said, at the end of the day, celebrities are still, we cut them, they bleed. So it's like they have a right to feel how they feel. Now, with them being influential, you may have different audience. And I feel like that audience just didn't, that's another thing. I feel like this generation can also be so strongly opinionated. They feel like no one else can have an opinion. Like, they don't understand it's okay to disagree, because disagreeing can sometimes bring agreements. So it's like, with the whole Kyrie situation, because I really don't know much about it. I know I seen I think it was an interview when they asked him about why he didn't defend him. And I think he just brushed it off like, they don't got nothing, because it really don't have nothing to do with him. So, I don't know. I feel like cancel culture is strong. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. They be wanting to cancel people so bad, and they don't understand how that could change somebody's life. Because, God forbid, not saying, this is what he'd do, but people can turn to other avenues of life after that. Like, they can look into self-harm, things like that. Like, little things like losing a Nike deal for someone who's not so strong-minded can be life-changing. So I feel like we got to really be careful with why we feel someone should be canceled. Because at the end of the day, not saying what he did was wrong, not saying what he did was right, but he was just stating his opinion. He put it out there for the people who were in the same boat as him, not the people who were in different boats. And I feel like a lot of people don't understand that. A lot of people just look at it like, I feel how I feel, how you feel.
Yeah.
Like, you get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, I don't know. Cancel culture, I feel like the world has to stop being so sensitive and start being more open-minded. But
on that note,
we're gonna leave it here. If y'all did enjoy this video, if y'all feel like the video should be longer, if y'all feel like they should be shorter, let us know.
Speak to us.
Yes, and also please
feedback for sure.
Drop y'all opinions on anything we said in the comments. We love to maybe one video sit through, looking through the comments and reopening up these discussions to people. We also want to go on live, Instagram live, TikTok live. So our social medias will be in the comments. Anything else y'all like to add?
No,
this is good.
Without further ado, I'm T.
I'm Miles.
And I'm Josh.
And this is Cultured Thoughts.
Cool.